Reg, I've got a question for you. Do you know what day it was today? It wasn't just any day. Do you know what day it was today?
National Voter Registration Day?
Well, that is true, and that's made... Yes, we should have gone with that. Because that's made this look like a simple piece of whimsy at the top of the show. I can tell you, as well as that, it's the first day of fall. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the first day of fall. Like that matters whatsoever anymore. You can tell it's fall here in Los Angeles. All the smoke from the wildfires is really starting to smell like pumpkin spice. It's... I quite like autumn in LA because like you feel smug with it. Like if I, do you know what I mean? And that's really my favourite feeling is smug. I'll FaceTime my sisters, and they'll be like, "Oh, it's getting cold here," and I'll be like, "Is it? I'm in a t-shirt." What's your favourite thing about autumn in LA, Ian?
It's the same thing that's my favorite thing about autumn, no matter where I am.
Go on.
Candy corn, baby.
I can't get on board with it. I can't get on board with it. I cannot get on board with candy corn.
It's a polarizing treat, but I stand on the firmly on the side of ooh, delicious.
But I feel like, look, listen, if there's nothing else there, I'll have a candy corn. But often there's other things available. That's my issue with the candy corn. Why would I choose it over other candies?
I will eschew other candies for candy corn 100% of the time in the autumn, and only in the autumn.
I feel like some days I don't even know who you are, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's officially fall, which means the election is coming up fast and President Trump is hitting the campaign trail hard. Last night, he held not one, but 2 rallies in Ohio. At his first rally last night, President Trump started rambling about missiles.
But you don't see them either. They go through here, they say, boy, what happened? What was that? It's gone. It's here. There it is. I hear a noise over there. Where is it? It's gone. It's over there. But it's hydrosonic. I call it Super-Duper, because Super-Duper is easier for people to understand than hydrosonic.
Super-Duper. He called missiles Super-Duper. Even worse, he later referred to tanks as roly-polies. I like that Trump has no idea what he's talking about, but he still dumbs it down for his audience. Also, in that clip, he was calling the missiles hydrosonic, which is not a thing. That's not what they're called. They're actually called hypersonic missiles. Now, look, the President of the United States made a teeny-tiny mistake involving nuclear missiles. It's nothing to be concerned about. Trump called the missiles hydrosonic. Then he added incredible hedgehog, that Sonic. Very fast, terrific teeth. I didn't care for the movie, but I love the game. Trump also took some time to talk about the coronavirus, and he had this to say, which is absolutely mind-boggling. Have a look.
Now we know it. It affects elderly people with heart problems and other problems. If they have other problems, that's what it really affects. That's it. You know, in some states, thousands of people, nobody young, below the age of 18, like nobody. They have a strong immune system. Who knows? You take your hat off to the young, because they have a hell of an immune system. But it affects virtually nobody.
Now I understand why Trump had to hold 2 rallies instead of 1. Between this and the missiles, he had a lot of misinformation to spread. Trump said it only affects elderly people. You're 74. You are elderly. Your diet is Kentucky Fried Chicken. Elderly people with heart problems is you. How are you not worried about this? Also, he's saluting young people for their immune systems. I don't even know what he's talking about. Next, he'll be like, hats off to babies. They got those bendy legs. They pull the feet straight into the mouth. It's hell of a sight. You see them with the food, they swat it away. It's But apparently, Trump's rally attendees aren't worried about the virus either. Here's Ohio's lieutenant governor showing off some Trump campaign masks last night, and, well, it didn't seem to go over as planned. Have a look.
But if you go into a grocery store where you gotta wear one, all right? Hang on, just listen up. Just listen up. All right, I get it. But if somebody tells you to take it off, you can at least say that you're trying to save the country by wearing one of President Donald Trump's masks, all right?
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Tough crowd. This is true. At one point later in the video, someone in the crowd even yelled, "Get off the stage!" To which the lieutenant governor said, "I'm wrapping it up right now, Mr. President." I must say, that is exactly how everybody should respond when they're booed off stage. All right, I get it. Ian, you're a stand-up comedian. Have you ever been booed off stage? Have you ever had any tough heckles like that?
I've never been booed. I'm a honey dripper up there, but I've had some heckles.
Sorry, you're a what now?
I'm a honey dripper, man. I'm nice with it on stage.
You're a honey dripper.
Yeah, but I've had some tough heckles.
What's the worst heckle you've had?
The worst heckles that I ever get are never anyone being mean. It's just the guy who agrees with you too loud. You know that? Where, like, you'll tell a joke and he'll be like, "Oh, yeah, every time." You'll be like, "Oh, do you ever do this?" He's like, because you can't even be mean to that guy. You can't be like, "Shut up," because he's just enjoying the show wrong.
Right. What about you, Reg? Have you ever had any weird encounters when you're on stage?
I think the first year I did the Edinburgh Festival,
Yeah.
it was my first year, and there were some Scottish people that happened to be in the audience. And at one point, a guy heckled, "Go back in your hole." And then I responded, I said, "I'm so sorry, guys. This guy is a fellow time traveler. I'm a time traveler as well. And it's actually, it's a way of wishing another time traveler good luck, because you want to return back to your own original timeline." And then he never said anything again.
Yeah, I imagine the rest of the show he was like, "Wait, am I a time traveler?" Hey, what's he talking about? Time travel? I told him to get back in the hole. I once had a Scottish guy shout at me out of a taxi window. So I wasn't even on stage looking for heckles. I was walking down the road and he went, "Get to you fat bassa." But then he got stuck at the lights.
Oh, no.
So I just wandered past the car and he was doing that thing that we all do of going, "There's no one there, I'm not doing anything." No one's there, doesn't matter. Booing aside, we've gone fractionally off topic. I would just like to say, I do love the look of a plaid shirt with a blazer.
Oh, man.
Do you know what I mean? That way, when you show up to the ranch, the cows know that you mean business. Trump also took some time last night not to talk about his policies, but to boast about the number of televisions on Air Force One.
I just came into that big, beautiful plane. It's got more televisions than any plane in history. They've got televisions in closets, in bathrooms, on the floor, on the ceilings.
Are we sure he's not confusing windows for televisions? I think he's in there going, "Look at all these TV screens. Look, they're all playing a beautiful video of clouds going by. There's the TVs everywhere. Look, all up here, even the pilot, they've got 2 huge 4K TVs. What are they watching? Same cloud video, right up front, big TVs." He said it has more TVs than any other plane in history, which I don't think is true, because most airplanes have TVs in every single seat. If you get on a Delta flight, there's like hundreds of TVs. And did you guys see this story today? Elon Musk has unveiled a new battery that will last for up to 1 million miles in Tesla's electric cars. Ow! But how many televisions? I feel like every time Elon Musk makes an announcement, it's just another attempt to show everyone he went to school with that he's cool now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm cool right now, guys. Guys, I'm cool, right? I'm cool, right? It's perfect timing, though. A car with a 1,000,000-mile battery life at a time when we have absolutely nowhere we can go. And this was fun. Here's a fun story. A 10-year-old from Wisconsin is about to reach his goal of doing 100,000 push-ups in a single year. 100,000 in a year. Listen, kid, if you're trying to be the school heartthrob, take it from me, learn a dance routine, and join the drama club. Yeah? 100,000 push-ups in a year. But how's the form? That's my question, you know? Because my trainer says 5 quality push-ups are better than 10,000 sloppy ones, you know? I don't even know if by the time, when I'm on my deathbed, I don't even think I'll have done 1,000 push-ups. How many, Guillermo, are you sharp on the push-up front? You've got some, you're rocking some guns there.
I probably could do 10, no problem.
Okay, I thought it'd be more impressive than that. Reg, are push-ups part of your workout program?
Yeah, well, we do weird stuff, but I can do like 30 comfortably.
How many push-ups do you think you'll do in your lifetime, Ian?
I don't know if I've ever done anything that a doctor would call a push-up. I might be around like 50 or 60, like, you know, those ones where you go, oh, there we go, where it's just barely an arm bent.
The worst one is if you're in the gym and there's other people doing them and you've got to do that sort of half push-up on your knees. You know the one I mean, right? When you're like, you know, and you're surrounded by dudes like 85 and you're training and you're like, and you're like this. You have to do that one. Which is not a push-up. It's not a push-up. You know it's not a push-up. They know it's not a push-up. And you know this is the last time you'll ever go to this gym. But you will pay the membership for the next 3 years. And finally, we had to show you this. In Russia, they recently held a Teacher of the Year ceremony, and the winners received an award that looked a little awkward. See for yourself. I know what you're thinking. That's a crystal pelican. And yet, that's exactly what it is. What subject were these teachers teaching? Now, it gets even worse. At one point, as part of the ceremony, all of the teachers had to walk on stage and touch the pelican, making the whole thing even more weird. If I was watching this video and my wife suddenly walked in, I would slam the laptop shut. The trophy was supposed to be a pelican, but by the time everyone was done touching it, it was the size of an ostrich. Oh, dear. All right.